It all started with a small SaaS company in Finland. Today, it's used in over 80 countries around the world. The journey, anything but easy. Lessons learned, key insights, hard-earned experiences. This is the founder's point of view.
Welcome to Founder's Point of View. In this episode, we will talk about the requirements, language requirements when doing international SaaS business.
Yeah, what kind of level of the language you need to have to do international business? And in our case, from Finland to almost all the other countries in the world, and that's why the language is English.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think, would it be possible to build up the company, like the global company from Finland without talking English at all?
I think that not. I think that not that. As a startup, especially, maybe if you have a more major company and you know the markets well and you are joining the company later, then maybe you can do something. But I think that when you need to do so many things with every different kind of people for your clients, for the investors and everything, and that's why you will need the English. You will need a common language.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this episode will be interesting, and we have quite a lot to share because 4 or 5 years ago, we both had a situation that we didn't speak English at all, basically, right?
Yeah. We understood English. We were able to write English because of this Finnish school system. It is actually pretty good. In when you relate it to, for example, writing, the writing, and you listen pretty much things also, but you don't speak. You don't speak at all. Only somehow, and the speaking is underestimated in studies in Finnish schools. And our experience with speaking, of speaking, was mostly consist of some school practices.
Yeah.
And
Some
nothing else.
traveling.
Some traveling, ordering food and
exactly.
things like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was quite a big insecurity for both of us. What happened?
Yeah, we raised our seed funding and we had a discussion with our investor that are we serious? Are we serious enough? And do we really want to do that? And if we want to do that, we need to learn speaking English, learn to speak English, and we need to learn English. And that was the moment when we realized that now we need to do something for our speaking skills. Of course, before that, we have noticed that there have been a lot of moments where we were not able to communicate and join the discussion well. And both of us are people who are thinking through talking. So when we open our mouth, it's the way how we think also, and how we present things and how we talk through things. And it was hard, especially hard for us because we don't have that mindset that we think before opening our mouth.
Yeah, that's true. And it was honestly the single one biggest insecurity for me. I felt very bad every time I was participating in any kinds of event which I had to speak English. I was avoiding those contacts, and I was trying to find some table from the event which is full of Finnish people to be able to talk only in Finnish and so on. And I remember that at the time we were racing the round, and I realized that during the next round I have to speak English because I was the CFO, and charge of all the metrics and final stuff and so on. And that's why, you know, it was my job to do all the finance part of the due diligence process and so on. And I kind of realized that I have to do the decision. Either it's Valtteri speaking English or it's someone else doing the CFO duties at Trustmary.
That's true. I also had a similar thought as a CEO. I even started to think that maybe we need to switch the CEO because I'm not able to do that. And then I had some kind of narrative in my mind that I don't need to do that because I'm so old that time has gone.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That train went already. So.
Yeah.
Commercial break. Trustmary in 30 seconds.
Trustmary helps companies to automate the review and feedback collection and utilizing in their marketing.
We are a Finnish company, but we are already operating in 80 different countries.
Our product is especially designed for the companies doing service-oriented business coming from traditional industries.
If you need any help related to these topics, just reach us out on LinkedIn. We are happy to help.
And now back to the story.
But I have listed some misunderstandings what we had related to speaking another language.
Yeah,
in
right.
our case, the English. And the first one is that we didn't realize that only way to learn to speak English is to speak English. And I had thought that maybe it's possible to do it in other way, in my only myself reading and listening, but not. The only way to be able to speak English is to speak English and start it now. Even you don't have the vocabulary to do everything, and even you don't understand everything, but you need to go to the situation where the English is the language, and you need to start doing it now.
Yeah. Yeah, when we first started training our English skills with our teacher, Pan, he told me that, you know, if you wanna like learn how to run, you have to run. If you wanna learn how to speak English, what is the case? You have to speak English. You can't just read books or read and trying to learn all the words, but you have to use your mouth and start speaking.
Yeah, and of course, it's good if you listen a lot, especially for example podcasts.
Yeah.
And some other videos, and you listen to ebooks in English. That's great, and I really recommend to do that, because when you do that, you notice that the first you think that, okay, I'm not understanding at all, or maybe I'm understanding 20% or something, but after a couple of episodes, after a couple of books, you notice, okay, actually I'm understanding a lot. I'm understanding the context, and because of the context, I'm also understanding the words and the meaning of the words without translating those words. I know the meaning of them. I cannot say that what it is in, for example, in Finnish or my own language, but I know that what's the meaning of that, and that's how I learn more words. But because I'm listening, and every one of us, we have the topics. We have the great topics what we want to spend more time with, and everything. So there will be thousands of different kind of possibilities in English to learn and to listen and to watch.
Yeah, that's true. What is the second one?
Second one is that I used to translate from Finnish to English in my mind before saying anything, and it killed my motivation to speak at all, and everything was so hard because I tried to do the translation before opening my mind, and I thought that we need to have perfect phrases with the conjunctions and verbs and adjectives, everything in the right place. But then I realized that actually the real conversations and the communication situations are the things where people are just saying some words and they are showing their hands and they are showing the pictures and the emojis and things like that. You don't need to even know how to say the long exact phrases to be able to join the communication and participate in.
Yeah, that's true. I had exactly the same issues back then, and like you mentioned, we both are persons who like think by speaking and by like telling their thoughts and so on, and that made it like
Your thinking stopped because you could
exactly. I used all my brain capabilities to translate everything. I just listened, translated to Finnish, then I started to translate my Finnish answer to English to be able to say it out loud. And that's why, I had like zero capabilities to participate and to trying to like think by speaking.
Yeah, it is very hard, and that's why you need to remove that from your mind. That you don't need to do the translation at all. Just try to join, try to participate, and say something, and you will learn that you don't need to do the translation. Yeah, that's true. And third one is that you think that you are too old and you are not able to learn English because you don't have learned that before and you are too old. And I know that in Finland there are people who are thinking that okay, my English number was also low when I was at the school when I was doing school. The English number was so low, and I was not able to do English that time. But that actually doesn't mean anything. I know nowadays I have seen some Finnish people doing very good international business with the English skills, and they told that their English number was 5 or 6 and still they can do everything because they have done so many they have spoken so much English and they have just started to do things.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, the Finnish school system in terms of English training and so on, it's great, but it focuses on grammar and vocabulary and not so much how to use English in practice.
Yeah, and it is also focusing on the pronunciation, but too much. And that is actually our next misunderstanding that as a Finnish people, I think that is also in the other countries, that we think that we need to be great with the pronunciation and we need to pronounce everything very well to be understandable.
Yeah.
But not that is not exactly true. And once you start to do those international meetings and meet people outside of Finland, you will notice that actually, for example, the European people, the French, German, all the Italian, Spanish, especially Portugal, everything. All the people from those countries, their English skills are much lower than the average skills in Finnish in Finland, and the pronunciation of those people are good enough. So your pronunciation is also good enough, and you will be you will be understood, and you will help each other. That has been also nice that when I have had discussions, for example, I remember those couple of meetings with our clients, some French clients, and we both we didn't have words to describe the things we wanted to do, and we tried to help each other to find the words.
Both are using Google Translate. Trying to find the words.
It is very funny. I think that the both of us we learned through those 15 or 30-minute demo calls, we learn a lot of English skills
Yeah.
just to have that call.
Yeah.
And once you are doing especially those so-called business meetings where you are having agenda,
Yeah.
it's much easier to do things than just to have some small talk, open conversation about everything.
Yeah.
And in business lives, most of the meetings you are going to have, they have agenda, and you have a call for the meeting, and it's easier to push to find that call to accomplish the call.
Yeah.
Once
That's
you
true.
have it, and you don't need, and everyone is going to help you. The context is
Exactly,
going to help you to reach that.
And if you think your like native meetings with your native language, you can just use basically words. Like you need only one word to push things to the right direction and so on.
Yeah. And we have that. I don't know what is in English. That tabu. So I don't know what's the word for that, but some very national misunderstanding that if, for example, our president Alexander Stubb, he's now speaking very well English, of course, because he is a native speaker.
Yeah.
And people, okay, that's how you need to speak English. That's the way to speak English, and so on. So the Finnish people think that they need to be in a level of Alexander Stubb to start speaking English. And that's very bad for everyone, for us.
Yeah.
That is something that we should remove. And we should understand that we don't need to have that level to do things, because we are missing a lot in our lives. We are missing a lot in work life because we don't start to do English more. We have thousands of great companies and products in Finland which could be sold everywhere in the world if the founders and the owners and the business decision makers, if they understood English better.
Yeah.
And we are missing so many possibilities because of that stupid national misunderstanding that about the level of pronunciation.
Yeah, you are correct. It's like interesting attitude. We are laughing at those rally drivers because they are using the so-called rally English.
Yeah, and there will be people laughing at us in the comments because we speak now English, bad English, not good English enough for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And still they don't do anything by themselves.
Yeah. You just can't open the new doors if you wanna wait until your English is like 100% perfect, and it won't be.
Okay. Next, some tips to the people who would like to be able to speak English and actually do things with English in future.
Yeah.
First tip: listen a lot, even if you don't understand. Listen a lot. And that's the way how you are going to get new words. You are going to get the context. You are suddenly realizing that okay, where did that word come up?
Yeah.
When you are talking, and it is coming from somewhere when you listen to podcast or read a book or something like that.
Exactly.
And the second tip is that read aloud. So read is the way to say it. Read aloud. So when you read a book, you can read aloud in voice, using your voice. Try to do the pronunciation by yourself. You don't need to do that together with anyone. You can also talk with the ChatGPT nowadays. You can have a conversation with ChatGPT about the topics you love.
That's actually a big difference compared to those times we started training our English skills, because back then we didn't have any like ChatGPT or similar AI voice chat what we have now.
And the third tip is that join and participate to the meetings and to the events where are English speaking people. and you can even find some. I'm sure that everyone of us can find someone from LinkedIn from our own industry, from other country, and just send a message that would they like to have some sparring session together and spar things together in English to learn English together. And I'm sure that there are many people in Nordics, in European countries, what could do that if you just send them a message. And the fourth tip is that I really recommend to have a own English teacher. For example, Pan Doxopolos. He's a great teacher because
Strong recommendation.
you couldn't speak Finnish with him. Of course, maybe he knew some Finnish, but still you need to do everything in English. And we started, I think, 1 hour per week or something. And the Pan has some kind of agenda for those meetings, but we didn't have, and we just tried to spend that 1 hour speaking about everything, and that was building strong English muscles quickly, because you noticed that you were able to do 1 hour without any agenda and talk about everything with help of someone who didn't speak English. And after that, when you went to those meetings with the agenda, it was easier to have those meetings with the goals and the agenda. And that was a great way to learn English, and I really recommend to have a teacher.
100%.
And you are not too old to do that. You are not too old to do that.
Definitely. I remember like years ago, my good old friend Lauri told me that if you wanna learn how to speak English, get a friend who doesn't speak Finnish. That's the easiest way, and that's what you just recommended, related to LinkedIn things and so on. And I also personally, my biggest tip is that use your mouth. For example, I was pitching the idea of Trustmary to my dachshund Markku when we were walking in the forest, and it was a great way to me to like train my speaking skills.
That's true. Okay. See you in next episode.
See you. Thanks for watching and
Listening.
stay.